Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's now, quite old. Has become incredibly collectible and is now quite difficult to find. Obviously, anything that becomes very collectible becomes quite difficult to find. But we are looking at a 2006 release by Character Options from their Doctor Who series of 12-inch action figures. And in my opinion, these were the best action figures that Character Options ever produced for Doctor Who. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Anyway, David, this particular figure we're looking at today is of the 10th Doctor, as portrayed by David Tennent. Now, as you all know, David Tennent played the part of the Doctor from 2006, with his very first episode being the Christmas Invasion. Right through to 2010, which in 2010 there was, I think, four specials, but one was a double episode, which was his last appearance really as the Doctor, which was the End of Time Part 1 and the End of Time Part 2. He did actually make a comeback for the 50th anniversary special. And then, of course, he also came back as the 14th Doctor. So there we are. Anyway, this is the action figure in front of us. And this is the box it comes in. And it says BBC at the very top right-hand corner. It says include sonic screwdriver accessory. It says fully poseable action figure with 14 points of articulation. And it's got the Doctor, Doctor Who, ages 5 and up, and the Character Options logo on the bottom right-hand corner. And on the left-hand side, you can see an image of David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, just on the side there, what he looked like when he actually played the part. Okay, that's the front of the box. Before we have a good look at the figure itself, let's turn the box around and see what we got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the box around, and this is what we've got on the back. So at the top, it's got ages 5 and up, and it's got the Doctor Who logo. And it says, The Doctor. The Doctor is a 900-year-old Time Lord who travels through time and space in search of the next great adventure with his companion Rose and his fantastic time machine, the Tardis. The Doctor has regenerated since meeting Rose, changing his whole appearance and personality while still remaining essentially the same man. This 12-inch tall figure with 14 points of articulation comes dressed in the 10th Doctor's trademark battered suit with plimsolls. A scale model of the sonic screwdriver completes the set. So it says includes sonic screwdriver accessory. And there's an image of David Tennant as a Doctor, as the 10th Doctor in the TARDIS. And at the very bottom there, you've got an image of the TARDIS flying through the vortex. And it says contents 1 x 38 centimetre, the Doctor action figure, 1 x sonic screwdriver accessory. And you've got the character logo and the Character Options limited details. It says www.characteronline.co.uk and item 12-inch, the Doctor action figure. Item number 02067, age grade 5 years and above. And you've got the barcode at the bottom there and the reference number. And at the very bottom, just below the TARDIS image, you have all the copyright and licensing information. And you've got the BBC logo on the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, that's the back of the box. I just dropped the box forward, see if we got anything on the top. On the top of the box, it says www.characteronline.co.uk, Doctor Who, and the Doctor. And if I turn it over to the bottom, so it's just a warning. Logo is not suitable for under 36 months in the CE markings. Side of the box, it says Doctor Who, and you've got an image of the Doctor down there, and it says the Doctor. And I think it's exactly the same on the other side. Yep, Doctor at the top there, and it says the Doctor and Doctor Who at the bottom. Okay, that's the box. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the box and take the figure out, because I think we have a much better view of the figure and can get a much better review of this figure out of the box. I don't think I'm going to be able to remove him from the inner packaging, but let's get him out and have a look anyway. Okay, so I have removed the figure from the box, and there you can see the figure is still attached to the backing card. And unfortunately, I cannot remove that from the card because you can see it's all still strapped in the back, and there's tape covering all of the slots, and there's the bit that holds the material in. So yeah, I'm not able to remove it, but I'm sure we can have a very good review of the figure in this bag. And in fact, he looks absolutely awesome in that time vortex wibbly wobbly background there, so not too disappointed with that. Okay, let's have a zoom in on his face, and I've got to say again, I think that is a terrific likeness of David Tennant as he appeared as the 10th Doctor. The likeness of David Tennant is absolutely fantastic. In fact, if I just do this, let's try and get this angle right. There we go. So there we've got an image of David Tennant on the actual box, and there is an image of his face. Now, I think they've done remarkably well in sculpting that face to look exactly like David Tennant. Bearing in mind that this was released, what, 18 years ago. So 2006, and it's now 2024. So 18 years ago when this was produced, and you can see that obviously the technology has moved on tremendously over the last 18 years as far as the sculpture, the facial, everything is done by computers now. Back then it was the sculpting was very different, but they have done absolutely marvelously in creating the likeness of David Tennant, and it's practically spot on, I would say. Absolutely fantastic, that is. They've got his hair spot on, his eyes spot on. That blank expression which he sometimes gives is also spot on. Yeah, the eyes are right, the eyebrows are right, the nose is right. They've even got the right colour lips, which they have struggled with on a lot of figures, but the lips are even the right colour. So very, very well done, this particular figure. Ears are even spot on as well. An absolute blinding likeness this is of David Tennant as a Doctor. I can't rate it highly enough. I think it's fantastic. And there he is in his pinstripe suit, and he's got his blue shirt on and his scruffy tie. It was a bit of a scruff, a bit like Patrick Troughton. He was a bit of a scruff. No matter what he wore, he always looked a little bit scruffy, and had buttons undone or done up the wrong way and what have you. His tie was never done up right, and his top button was open, and the suit was always a little bit scruffy. And there you can see his hands there, and trousers all the way down to his converses, or plimsolls as it says on the box, but as we all know, they are actually converses, or they used to be called bumper boots when we were kids, but there we are, that's another story. Okay, so that is all his clothing, and by golly, it's very, 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 very well done. We're just going to stop there and have a look at the sonic screwdriver. Even though it's in miniature form, it is still very detailed and very, very nicely made, and slots in his hand perfectly. If we just go to his hand, which is just above the sonic screwdriver, you can see the way it is. It will hold the sonic screwdriver perfectly. So there we are. Let's go back to the figure itself now. Let's have a look at the articulation. It says 14 points of articulation. So let's have a look. So the hands, yep, the hands turn very well. So they're on one of those ball joint, I believe. Let's just, if I can lift the sleeve up a little bit and have a look. So the hands are actually strapped in. You can see the wire is holding the wrists on, but the hands do move. You've got the articulation of the elbow, the top of the arm, which will also turn. Yeah, so in actual fact, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation on each arm. So that's 8 points there. So you've got the head and you've got the waist. That's 10. and you've got the top of the leg, you've got the knee joint, and you've got the foot. And so you've got 3 on each leg. So you've actually got 16 points of articulation on here, not 14 as the box does say. I just want to double check, but yes, so the arm does turn, the arm does go out, the elbow does turn. So there's definitely 4 points of articulation on the arm, 3 points on each leg, top, knee and foot. That's 6 points, and 8 is 12. Oh no, yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 3, 6, and 8. This is 16 points of articulation. Definitely 16 points of articulation, not 14 as the box suggests. So anyway, the clothing. And there we have, it's all fabric clothing. And it's all done up by Velcro, the jacket. And there you can see his tie underneath, which again is Velcroed, I think, to the shirt. So the jacket just Velcros back together, and his trousers there are also Velcro. So it's all done with Velcro, and trousers again there. So all very good, and the hands are very good. So that this hand will hold the sonic screwdriver perfectly, and again you can position his head any way you like. I think this figure's astounding, absolutely brilliant. Right. It says 12 inches, and it is exactly 12 inches. 30 centimetres tall, as you can see. If we measure across his hands, we are looking at about 12 centimetres, I think that's 11 centimetres. And depth-wise, we're looking at 4 centimetres. So there we are. That is the size of the 4th Doctor 12-inch action figure, and I've got to say, as with the others in the series, we've done a few of the videos of these 12-inch figures, and they are all absolutely awesome. I can't rate them high enough. I think they're absolutely superb. So, how well did these figures do back in 2006? Well, the sad thing about the 12-inch figures is that they didn't really sell that well. And I understand that, because they were obviously bigger figures. They were a lot more money than the 5-inch figures. And for kids, if the kids wanted the figures, well, they wouldn't sit very, very well in their hands. Whereas the smaller figures would fit quite comfortably in their hands. So that's my opinion as to why they didn't sell a lot of these figures. Although, in my opinion, these figures were sold for the older generation of Doctor Who fans, because I think these were more for display for the collectors rather than for the playability. Even though, you know, there's so much articulation, you can undress them, you can do whatever you like with these figures. But personally, I think they were more geared for the collector rather than the playability of the item, and hence the price difference and the attention to detail on these 12-inch figures. They're second to none. They're absolutely fantastic. The entire range was so well done, so well detailed, and so well sculptured. They were absolutely spot on. So but unfortunately, they didn't sell as well as what was predicted. And that, as I say, that's hardly surprising because of the reasons that we've just spoke about. So let's forward now 18 years to 2024, which is where we currently are today. How often do these figures come up on the platforms? Well, in this mint unopened condition, this particular one, the 10th Doctor, it hardly ever comes up nowadays. It used to. If you go back 5, maybe 10 years ago, they were popping up all the time. But now they hardly ever come up on the platforms. Like I say, that's probably down to the fact that all the collectors now have this particular figure. Once they have it, they may have it on display. They may have taken it out of the box. and put it with a display, they're not going to come up as often as they were. There wasn't that massive quantities produced that they were for the 5-inch figures. So we appear to be coming to the end of these 12-inch figures as a regular appearance on the platforms, which is a shame, really, because, as I say, my opinion, they're the best figures that character options ever produced, even compared to the latest figures that they produced. In my opinion, these were far better. So this particular one doesn't appear very often on the platform. Some of the others do. Some of the others appear fairly regularly or semi-regularly, but again, the popular ones don't. And then there was ones where there was more quantities of others in the cases that tend to appear quite regularly. Well, actually, having said that, none of them appear regularly anymore. Occasionally they pop up. However, we at Midas Touch, we managed to find a couple of cases of these 12-inch figures, which were former shop stock, which never even got opened and put on the shelf. So these particular figures are absolutely mint in the boxes, and these particular figures are available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on our website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products, which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long-lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this fantastic Doctor Who 10th Doctor 12-inch action figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.